30 years, 8 films, and 1 man. Now it all comes to a head as Tom Cruise returns for the final reckoning, in perhaps the last mission for super spy Ethan Hunt. The plot follows on from Dead Reckoning Part 1, in which he was up against a rogue artificial intelligence fronted by Gabriel, a dark shadow from Hunt's past. Ethan's team may have won the last battle, but the war still rages on. In preparation for the new Mission Impossible, I'd recommend brushing up on the previous films. Final Reckoning may be a part 2, but it's also a celebration of the entire franchise. Unsurprisingly, Mission Impossible is a huge passion project for Tom Cruise, the kind of filmmaking process you have to put every fibre of your being in to work. And thankfully, the Final Reckoning does. Although it sometimes zigzags between feeling fresh and tired, there's an overwhelming excitement that courses through the film's veins. There are some exchanges that gave me a sense of déjà vu from prior missions, but all the action feels cutting edge and made for a hell of a good time. There's a lot of plot details to keep up with, but the joy of seeing these grand set pieces unfold was immense. My personal favourite was the biplane wing walking, which was literally breathtaking. Not only was this stunt pushing new boundaries, but the performances at the core of the scene are fantastic. Esai Morales has the biggest grin on his face as he unleashes havoc several thousand feet in the air. But aside from the aerial showstopper, Final Reckoning is packed with awesome fights from the highest heights to the lowest depths. Speaking of, there's a one-on-one fight in a submarine that blew me away. The fight choreography and setting injects a modern flavour that really shakes up the film. For a Hollywood veteran in his 60s, it's inspiring to see Cruise on such top form, both creatively and physically. He and Christopher McQuarrie have collaborated together on the last 4 Mission Impossibles, so it's fascinating to see them push each other so much time after time. The only issue I have with McQuarrie is that he keeps using a canted angle to signal the craziness of the situation, instead of being a touch more subtle. When the score is as good as it is, you don't need a camera angle that extreme, as it becomes a little overkill. However, I have to applaud the story and choice of villain. We've had many takes on artificial intelligence in the past, but it's refreshing to see it so overtly criticised. In the Final Reckoning, we're made to question our sources of information. Granted, AI is becoming an incredible tool to detect cancers and countless other uses in modern life, but our over-reliance is consuming vast amounts of electricity, and is having drastic repercussions on society. Tom Cruise and Chris McQuarrie have therefore devised a story that escalates the situation to a point of political tension and global unease, which, looking at our current climate, isn't that far-fetched. Besides, if there's anyone to take down the pinnacle of technology, it's the man who always champions authenticity. To look more broadly at the series, I can't help but admire its entire legacy. Tom Cruise's stunts have now become treasured memories for millennials in the noughties, and Gen Zers in the 2010s. Having a franchise in popular culture that resonates with that many people makes it pretty special, and after watching every film back to back, it's hard not to see Cruise as the ultimate showman. His dedication to performing real stunts made every mission a spectacle, but also retained a feeling of tangibility. In a modern landscape full of AI and CGI, more films are losing touch with reality, so it's nice to fall back into the familiar world of the IMF. But yeah, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning upholds its reputation, and for me is a solid 9 out of 10. The mission is bigger, but the humanity at the centre of the narrative was always present. Thanks for watching, my name's been Never Hold Back, and I'll see you later.